All right, I'm going to address this. I started doing a video on this earlier today, and then I ditched it. And um, it's a sensitive topic because it's bigger than just this one incident. So there's audio out there. I don't want to get into it. This is part of the problem. There's people saying Morgan Rielly said a homophobic slur on the ice. The Leafs came out and said he never said it. He came out and said he never said it. The league came out and said we can't find where he said it. You're going to find fans saying that whatever was said. And here's the thing. It kind of ties into what I was talking about. Um, I want to say last week. I think it was as recent as last week, where I talked about trash talk. And before the meetings, the governor or board governors meetings, where you'll be watching a game and there'll be a lot of foul language, a lot of colorful metaphors coming out of players as they're skating around the ice, and it happens every game. I get a kick out of it personally. I do. There's always comments, for instance, earlier this year, PK Subban going back and forth with Nikita Zadorov. It was really, really entertaining. It was really funny. That being said, I have, well, I have my reservations, and I think back to when I, used to play floor hockey and street hockey a lot, and you get emotional, you get upset, and you say things. And so I think it's going to be hard for the NHL at that level where it's that competitive and there's that much pressure to get that out, to make it so that guys aren't swearing at each other anymore on the ice. The racial, ethnic, homophobic, all of that stuff. Like, I can agree with getting rid of all that, and yet, you know, I'm on the fence. Like, if somebody says something in a locker room, are they going to get in trouble? No. If they're on the ice and they get caught on a microphone, if they're right next to a hot mic, they'll get caught. They could get suspended. They could get in trouble. But if they say it on a different part of the ice surface where nobody hears it, again, there are a number of things that have been said for a long while, and it gets tricky because in the heat of the moment, stuff comes out. Now, those kinds of things don't come out with me at this stage. I don't. Some of these things and every now and then I'll hear so and so's offended, and again, I'm trying really hard here not to get into the nuts and bolts of it because I really don't want to. But at the same time, there are certain times where I'll see on social media somebody said something and it seemed like it was over a line, and then they'll go, I was kidding. I don't know. Are there things that I've said that I regret? Absolutely. And I think that occurs with everybody. I think that the court of public opinion can be swift. I think that in this case, I think it was very swift. People want to isolate. Okay, well, here's what he said, and here's where it was said, in what direction. And I've seen both sides. I've seen both sides on this argument, and for me, there's a change coming to the league, and I think it's going to be hard for the players, and I think it's going to be hard for the fans too. Because the one thing that I wonder is, if I'm on the ice as a player, and I'm in the corner and somebody cross checks me, and my instinct is to turn around and curse him out. But I know I can't. I know there's a microphone right there. So I just take that anger and I just push it down. Am I more likely then to strike out physically because I can't strike out verbally? Am I more likely to swing my stick in his direction? Am I more likely to cross check him into the boards because I can't say anything? So I think at some point this is going to be a topic for conversation. Obviously, the NHLPA would have to be on board with whatever the NHL brings about. I understand that there are advertisers involved in this kind of thing. There are some big corporations that would put pressure on the NHL. Hey, you got to clean up the language on the ice. There's this incident, because this is the thing. Let's say Morgan Rielly didn't say anything. Let's say he did. It doesn't matter. That's out there. Now there's going to be somewhere advertisers calling into the NHL and saying, so this incident, I don't know, we might have to pull our money over that. And as much as it frustrates people that makes a difference, it does. It makes a difference with everything. It makes a difference with decisions I make about this channel at times. where I'll say, I could cover this and it'd be kind of funny, but it could also be kind of offensive. And so again, and even though this is a sports channel, and even though what could you possibly talk about? It's easy. I found out over the last couple of years, it's really easy to do a video and have it get demonetized, and have to go through a fight to get it remonetized. And because of the way that the videos on this channel work, where usually after 24 to 48 hours, there's very little traffic towards them. It really isn't. There's really no point in me escalating something and saying, look, can you guys look at this, so that 24 to 48 hours later they come back and go, okay, this video is clean. At that point, it's dead. So, I watch what's put on the channel as a result of that. And I guarantee you that if I'm doing that and I'm just a YouTuber who's talking about hockey, I can guarantee you the NHL head offices, when they get a phone call from advertisers, they're listening. So this incident, what did or didn't happen, I don't know that it necessarily matters. Do I think he said it? I don't think he did. I genuinely don't, and I say that because I feel like the generation after mine's smarter. I feel like the generation after mine is smarter when it comes to insults of that nature. My generation, they were rampant. Everywhere you went in middle school and high school, words of that nature were thrown about. And the language that was used commonly among teenagers would just absolutely horrify the generation that's followed. So if you're a kid watching this, I can guarantee you, your parents probably said stuff that if you heard them say it when they were in high school, middle school, I tell you, you wouldn't believe it. And I say that as somebody who, despite the fact that I was unpopular, was a nerd in high school, yeah, there were things that I said that were really out there. Because again, we didn't think anything of it. And I think the generation after, and Morgan Rielly would qualify as being part of that generation, I think they're smarter than that. I think players that are coming up now, I think they're smarter about what they say and what they don't than players who played in the 70s or players in the 90s, because of what they've grown up with and what they've been told is acceptable within society today. It's really, really tricky. So there you go. A dicey subject matter. I hope I've done it justice. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, it's tough, but I think the end all with this is going to be that trash talk will be curbed, especially some of the really foul language. And I think incidents like this, whatever does or doesn't happen, they will be held up as this is why we've got to clean the whole thing up, so that guys can't say any of that stuff, or fines. And I think they could be substantial fines. I know they are looking at the fines. We've talked before with suspensions and fines and about how fines are really, really low, and that's just pocket change for these guys. I know the NHL's looking at changing that system. The NHLPA has to sign on. They're going to resist raising the fines, but we'll see what happens this summer. Let me know your thoughts as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through just tapping upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.